welcome to the club. Thank you for coming to today's stream. Happy weekend, Seto. Welcome in. I feel like my voice still sounds a little bit weird, so I apologize. There's not much I can do about it right now. Let's hop in. I know I've got a daily to do for sure. But yeah, I went to record like some lines for a song the other day. And I just like, it sounded so bad, and I'm like, I thought I was like fine now, but then I like listened back to a recording of myself. Right? I thought I had like extra Omega stuff, but then I was looking at it and I was like, oh, actually, I don't have shit to actually make upgrades. Because I slacked off on Omega event this time, and that was my own fault. So, anyway, if anyone is interested in hopping into some Nebula Rescue or something, let me know, otherwise I'm just gonna do it. But... Oh, you have a standing desk? I can't relate. I mean, I couldn't have a standing desk, so... My spine doesn't like to bear that much weight, so... Then again, my spine doesn't like to exist at all. I should not act like it's happy sitting either, but... Alright. Let me out. Let me out. Let's go.
Our time here is limited. Stay focused, plan your attacks, and save as
Alright.
many ships as possible. Every loss is critical for my people.
What did I watch last? I watched episode, trying to think. I think it was episode 3. I think I watched up to episode 3. I was gonna say, so I think I'm caught up. Because isn't episode 4 tomorrow? I can't remember. But technically that doesn't necessarily mean everyone else is. So if our lurkers haven't seen it, we probably shouldn't completely spoil it. But I did like, the first episode a lot. It was very funny. I did not like the unholy creations they've... Oh, well, that's an easy one, because, like, she just... That's not even a spoiler. I'd seen the previews of her. Oh my god, like, episode 2, though, like, the dress... Okay, the dress they put her in, I was sitting there, I was like, okay, this is, like... I don't know, I get, like, there were dresses like that in the 50s, but I'm like... Is somebody really, like, going around in this, like, super low-cut dress? Like, casually? Like, especially in, like, just any time in that era, I was like, it was a much more, like, conservative sort of era. Somehow I, like, doubt that they were wearing that all the time. And I'm like, okay... but all, like, historical accuracy complaints aside, I don't think it was inaccurate, I just think it was a choice with a capital C, but all, questions about historical accuracy aside, it was very, very nice on her, is all I will say. It was very, very good. I like her a lot. I like her better than Ruby Sunday. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, actually. I was not a fan. I was not a big fan of Ruby. Like, she was okay, but she was giving, like, I wish, like, when she got to stand on her own, she was better, but, like, she kind of was giving to me, like, they were trying to recreate what they had with, like, Rose, and I was like, no, you can't, if you're gonna give us new shit, like, you don't need to, like, recycle the same 5 things, like, the same 5, like, concepts. Like, I love that Belinda is a, like, more, just, like, a more well-rounded companion. She doesn't immediately, like, I don't know, she also, like, gives the Doctor a little bit of pushback. Not as much as, like, Donna. Low-key, it's like, if they were going to recycle any concept, you know, why not Donna instead of Rose? Because I don't think, like, revisiting the whole Rose thing is a very good idea. Like, it only worked with her. You can't, anyway. Started watching Andor because of her. Andor is a show I know I would like. Like, I know I would like it. The problem is, there's 2 problems. The first one is, I did try to watch it, and I mean, I have some fatigue issues randomly that kind of just pop up with no specific trigger, I would say. So sometimes I'll just be, like, sitting down to watch a show, and I'll just get super tired. And that's what happened. I've attempted to watch the first episode of Andor twice. And so the first time that happened, and I fell asleep about 15 minutes in, and then the second time I attempted to do it, I made it about 30 minutes in before I started falling asleep. Like, oh god, no, why are they coming to get us? Those aren't even the, damn it. Those aren't even the ships to rescue things from. That's, like, just the random ships. What the hell? Okay. Anyway. But no, this season of Doctor Who has given me a lot of opinions because, like, I'm not trying to be a hater about season 1 of this new Doctor. Like, I like him. I don't hate him. I don't think, like, I sincerely think that, like, last season Russell T Davies ran out of ideas, and I do find it, frankly, just fucking hilarious, though, that everyone was so mad about Chris Chibnall, and oh, we hate Jodie Whittaker, blah, 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 and then Russell T Davies comes back, and they all proclaim he's gonna save Doctor Who, right? And then he comes back, and they hate it, too. Like, I'm like, you know what, no, this is so fucking funny, actually, because now they're like, oh, actually, I guess 13 wasn't that bad. And I was like, no, she was never bad. You're just sexist. Like, that is the truth of the matter. You can complain about the stories if you want. I have criticisms of some of the writing and some of the choices. But overall, 13th Doctor is, like, top tier, in my humble opinion. Like I said, if I say my full opinion, it becomes controversial because I like her better than some other people's favorite Doctors ever, so... Oh yeah, Sita got me started on Doctor Who. So... But yeah, no, I just find it so funny. Like, damn it, I'm gonna get stuck. I can't fucking see. Okay. Oh. Fuck it, I'll make the shuttle shoot at it. There we go. Alright, let me free. Okay. 13th Doctor. Yeah, that's the thing, is like, if you want to, I mean, granted, have you seen season, I don't remember what season we're on. Is it 15 or 14? I think last season was season 14. 15th Doctor's, like, last season, first season. Like, I thought that some of that writing was dog shit. Like, frankly, you know, like, it's just like, and the thing is, I did really feel bad for Jodie Whittaker in general, because I do think that in a lot of ways she deserved better. I do think some of the things that, like, kind of came as, like, issues for the production, were unavoidable, because, you know, we had, 2020 happened, all this stuff happened that was out of anybody's control. But, and that's part of why we got Flux. We got Flux as a result of production shutdowns due to the pandemic. Like, that was nobody's fault. But, it's also, like, in general, there was a lot of choices made that I just think did a disservice to the actors. I fucking hated what they did with, why they spent, okay, because here's the deal. The actors, like, I'm sorry if this is a spoiler for anyone, but the actors wanted Yaz and the Doctor to get together. Jodie Whittaker and Mandip Gill wanted this to happen. They shipped it. They were chill with it. And Chris Chibnall was like, no, we're gonna bait this for, like, the whole time. And like, okay, their scenes are cute, but it's like, what the hell, man? Like, I don't know. I'm like, it's like but I think that's part of the thing too, is like, they just, I think Chibnall was a little bit in it for his own interests and not to write good stories necessarily, which is really unfortunate because, like I said, I don't think the actors are bad actors. I think that they were given poor material at times. But then again, there's also, like, I feel like I'm a lot more fair to the writing than I've noticed other people be, because I don't agree that it's all complete shit. It's just that there were some choices that were seriously questionable, and then there were a couple episodes that were shit, but it wasn't the actor's fault. Like, I did also, like, there were also some scenes in it that just were, like, so weird, and, like, I don't know, and I think that's part of the tonal whiplash that's happening, with the current Doctor, is because they've kind of, like, tried to make it a little bit more all ages again, whereas, like, frankly, there were some very, very questionable scenes in 13's era, like, and then they kind of just went the other way. They're like, oh, we're with Disney now, so gotta make it family friendly. But then it's like, some of it is like, okay, but like, at what cost did you make this family friendly, you know? Like, and it's still, again, I like the writing this season so far. I did not like the writing last season, and honestly, I think some of the episodes I felt were worse than some of Jodie Whittaker's episodes. Like, and again, that's my personal opinion. Feel free to disagree, but that is my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. But I will also say, I really liked Peter Capaldi as well. Like, again, I know that I have controversial opinions because I liked some of the storytelling in Matt Smith's era. He is not my favorite Doctor by any means. He's a contender for possibly my least favorite, and not because Matt Smith isn't a good actor. Once again, like, I think all of the Doctors are good in their own way. I just think that some of the way that they, like, the direction they took him was just kind of, I don't know, it was very weird. And honestly, even like River Song's one of my favorite characters. Some of the River Song shit was weird. And I also just, like, I have, like, personal beef with some of Stephen Moffat's writing as well. I actually did I don't remember the episode, but in college, I did a couple of script analyses of Doctor Who episodes when it was, like, free choice, we can, you know, analyze what we want type thing. I did that with a couple of Doctor Who scripts, because they're easily available. I did it for one Star Trek script, but that was a little bit harder to find in terms of, like, episodes I thought would be fun to analyze. Like, they're available, they just were a little bit harder than the Doctor Who ones, because the Doctor Who ones are just, like, there. Like, BBC just puts them out. So, with, I wish I could remember the episodes, because there was one, it was by Moffat, and I was just reading it, and, like, because, like, when you were in, like, college level, like, writing classes, and you're specifically in the film major, and you're talking about screenplays, they like, harp into you all this shit. Like, I got so much shit on my scripts, like, don't write too much prose, which, like, I think it's not that this is bad advice, I'm just saying, they drill all this into us, and they're like, nobody's gonna do this ever, and then all of these, like, bigger writers, like, they get their job, and then, like, all of it goes out the window. Like, the one, I just remember the Moffat script, because, like, there was a couple things where it's, like, there was just, like, random direction thrown in, that I was like, you know, where's, like, some of this needs to be left to, like, the actors do their job, and just some of it is, like, and, like, another one I was reading, and I don't remember if it was Moffat, but they had, like, I just don't want to blame him not 100% remembering what episode it was, but there was at least one script I wrote too, that, like, one screenplay I read as well that was Doctor Who, that there was, like, a dialogue direction, like, a like, descriptor in every single line, and I'm like, oh my god, like, it was really just, like, see, they told us, they're like, oh, don't even put dialogue directions, like, use these other things to steer, because it looks, I was like, no, you know what, I agree with that one, because it did look really weird, and it kind of got really tiring after a while. You often ye old villains. No, I agree, but, like, the thing is, like, I agree with that, because it's the same thing, I feel the same thing about Star Trek and the Borg. Okay, we had the Borg. Unless you were adding something new to the Borg that isn't basically the same thing as everything else, then I don't want to see the Borg again. Like, I'm kind of bored of the Borg, you know? Like, and it's just, like, I hope that they kind of, especially where, like, a lot of the shows they have in development now are outside of that era anyway. I don't think the Borg are gonna, I don't think I'm gonna be annoyed by Borg inclusion. Borg. No, that's so cursed, but, like, you're right, that's a good way of putting it, because it's like, I'm tired of the Borg. Like, I just am. And I think a lot of people feel that way. But I also got annoyed with what they did with Picard, which, again, some of this was from a production standpoint. They were kind of backed into a corner in some ways, because budgets. But it just annoyed me that they did add something to the Borg, and they added something really interesting to the Borg, like, oh, here's this, like, new Borg, and now, was it weird? Yes, but it was interesting. It was interesting. And it's like, then they just forgot about it. Like, you know, like, I don't think it was even, like, mentioned, and it's like, you know, you could have had this, like, again, I get why some actors didn't come back because of this and that, but, like, and again, those are production things you don't have, like, control over, but it's like, at least, like, a mention. I don't know. You played the current episode yet? Is there one? Is there a new one? No, I played this one. I played this one. I was gonna say, I was like, I don't think there's been another one. Unless I really missed something. But yeah, I like Hugh. I was mad they killed him in Picard. And see, this is the thing where it's like, I'm glad that Star Trek Online is not like, doesn't have to 100% adhere to canon so that they can give us some of the stuff, the goods. But yeah, I really just, I don't know, yeah, I don't know, do you think it was like, I don't know, I wasn't paying much attention to the audio, but like, again, I would wonder if that's like just like a production thing, you know? Like maybe it got down to the wire and stuff had to, like I said, I will admit I was not paying any attention at all. But Orconians, oh my god. Okay, but like I will say, I think I uploaded my reaction to that episode to my VOD archive YouTube channel. Because that episode had me absolutely screaming constantly. Like, because I was like, okay, I said from the very beginning, I was like, no, the Etherians, sus. Very suspicious. But I will say though, it's like, from a game perspective, I don't think I'm as tired of the Borg as I am from a wider universe perspective. I think the shows have beat the Borg to death. Star Trek Online has the benefit of being able to explore these things in a way that feels more fresh. Like, after this arc, I'm kind of like, okay, now I've had enough game Borg. But this, I was already tired from a franchise standpoint of the Borg, and I still really like this arc. Like, the multiverse thing gets confusing, but it's also like we have established in Trek canon that it is a multiverse now, and I love the idea that we can have weird dimensions, but I'm also like, okay, but we also can, you know, make it more like, okay, this is like a thing we have for a bit, and it's like a what-if scenario, and then we don't need to visit that universe again, necessarily, and, like, beat the concept to death. I don't know. Personal opinion in terms of multiverses, because I think, like, you have to still kind of tie it back to a prime timeline, or everyone is confused, right? Especially, like, that this is why I can't engage with, like, Marvel's stuff anymore. And I think I had... Oh! I need to run the last episode of the New Frontiers arc. It's a single player anyway, but this is the one where we get to play the Tzenkethi. Very fun. In my, like, 4 lip balms I have over here. Anyway. Oh god, back to the fucking Etherians. I was losing my mind because I was like, I don't know what I expected. I didn't necessarily predict, until, like, later in the episode, I didn't necessarily predict Borg. I didn't really predict that. And I also did not expect it to go as far as I thought it would. Because, frankly, it's like, oh, it's like the whole universe type thing. That is what, like, that is what got me. Oh, I need to put this as a... We're going all the way to Deep Space Nine. I did not realize. looked at more if all that was a red herring. I mean, that would have been interesting. I would have also think, I can't necessarily say, like, which I would prefer, because I'm sorry, that, like, I wouldn't say, like, I love unholy creations, because they do unsettle me, and I feel like I am more sensitive to them than most. Like, Doctor Who this season has had 2 unholy, horrific creations so far, and a 3rd that was, like, bordering on unholy creations, but at least that one didn't have the same form, and that one we already were kind of familiar with anyway. But speaking of, just quick side tangent though, I will say episode 3 of this season of Doctor Who did bring back something that was from a previous episode in a way that I think was really good, because it's not like the Daleks. It's like the concept has not been beat to death. There is still more to develop and discover. Anyway, beside the point. But honestly, it's like honestly, it's like when someone commits to a story where, yes, it's a horrific creation, which I consider the Etherians a horrible creation. Just, again, personally, especially if you think about it too much, which I tend to sometimes overthink the concept, it's like, no, this is horrible, this is terrible, this is, like, really unsettling, but I do think it's very, very interesting, and I think it needs to be commended for just going for something, like, going for an idea that is that insane. Like, because conceptually, oh, the antagonist is this race that is a, like, combination of everyone. Like, that's a wild and bold idea. And I love that they just went, this is it. This is the Etherians. And I'm like, yes, I love that for you. But I don't know. I don't know like what would even be like next for STO. Cause I kind of would like love to see something that's a little bit more of like a classic, like low-key villain rather than like a big bad. I don't know. But I have different tastes than others. Why did I show up with the little model rocket launch backpack thing? Then Winky has the whole time. Because I think that the reason why they only had 2 eyes is because I think they probably thought design-wise it would be too obvious that they were Iconians. But I do also think it's, like, funny that they just had these, that they were basically Winky and they just had these eyes closed the whole time, and then suddenly they're like, now we look, like, more unsettling. It's so funny, but, oh, hold on, my dog wants to be let out really quick. All right, but back to the species fusion conversation. It's also, like, funny too, because it's like the Etherians basically, like, absorbing everything and fusing everything together, and then they're still, like, mostly Iconian, but, like, worse. It's just so funny because it's like, imagine, like, the ego on the Iconians is so massive. And imagine they're just like, oh, we're not going that way. Oh, right, we're going into the jail. That's where they keep the Tzenkethi. The Tzenkethi who suddenly looks very naked without armor.
Good to see you again. Tensions are running pretty high where the Tzenkethi are concerned, but
Oh yes, we love Nethpar.
Meeting under less than ideal conditions.
Yeah, why you in the brig? What'd you do?
Thought it was a
I mean,
technically
yeah, it's just funny.
until the Alliance decides what to do with me.
Alright. Come out of your cell, I guess. But anyway, I was just saying, the ego on the Iconians being so massive, and it turns out the whole time they actually, like, were basically the dominant species. It's just so funny. So funny.
Thank you. Far too many lives have been lost in
That
this
Tzenkethi
crusade.
lady wears black leather to show up in an interrogation. Literally, it's just like, she's wearing clothes. It's just like, it's just like, without like the extra armor stuff, the Tzenkethi look naked. Like, with just the little pants and the little things. Like, I don't really know, like, how they would wear shirts, I guess, anyway. Like, it's just funny. Oh my god, imagine doing, like, a Tzenkethi, like, cosplay build. Like, stilts, arms. Someone with money should do that. Because I want to see it. I will travel to a con to see that. Loading.
It began on my first mission as captain.
Washed down metallic. Oh god. That's so cursed.
We have arrived at System 91. Local designation EOC. Admiral Zenkethi prepares to conduct.
Okay, this is so unrelated. But the funniest fucking thing happened at our tabletop game yesterday.
This should be another egg run.
Egg run. See, this one doesn't look so naked. Has like the little shoulder things. See, now she doesn't look naked. Alright, yeah, we're... I seem to recall I don't enjoy, I don't enjoy this particular ship. But I think it might be some of the abilities that don't... There's one of these things, like, when I wasn't expecting it, it's really annoying. Probably because I don't know how to use it, but like... Anyway. I just mean, like, it's kind of fun to zoom around in, you know? But like... But yeah, no, like, when they put you in a different ship for story purposes, it's gonna be story forward, and this is supposed to be, like, the ship, you know? Like, I don't know. It's also like, in order to make ships powerful, you do have to put in some additional effort. That's not my complaint about it. It's just, it's sometimes on these, like, things where they put the abilities on them, I'm, like, really disoriented. It's not bad to fly around. I do like how it, like, flies and moves, but like I said, I just get confused. Oh god, wait, that's a mine. What the fuck? Okay. Alright, alright. Well, yeah, that's the thing, is like, it's story forward, that's the point.
We're not warriors.
Anyway. But yeah, it's also like you don't want to spend an hour in a fight, like, that only exists for the purposes of moving the story forward, you know? Like, it's not a matter of skill or anything, you're just blowing shit up. Because that's what the story calls for.
We're not a threat. Scan us.
And still, the Tzenkethi do not care. They go pew pew. Die. Like I said, this is not the part of the mission that's interesting to me at all. Like, I'm glad it's over quickly. Oh god, no, see that, this, fucking trajectory lock, and it goes for so long. Okay, okay. Okay, so this is not entirely relevant, but like I was saying about my tabletop game last night, I just found it interesting that the campaign that I run, we have a GM rotation for those who are lurking new here who don't know. We have a GM rotation that basically is like, it operates more like a writer's room. So, well, I say we have one GM who kind of, he's our like, he's very experienced, but he's like, he's the basically newest to the group in terms of like the GM group. So he wanted to run, and he also is not a huge Trekkie, so he wanted to run what he knows. So we have one campaign that's set in the 23rd century, and everything else operates around the same lore and works like a writer's room, where we all contribute like to the story and talk to each other, but then we run like our own episodes how we want to run them. So everybody's has a very different vibe, and then it also keeps it fresh and something for everyone. So it also is some fallback, like if I get too busy to run a session, I'm not the only one and we don't have to immediately cancel, you know? Because I like playing a lot too. I don't want to be the forever GM, but I love this system where it's like I get to do both. And I get to contribute to the story, but also not have the pressure of having to come up with the session every single week. But my campaign, like, we do a lot of Section 31 shit, because I am eternally pissed off about the addition of control to the Section 31, like, lore, so to speak. And so I kind of make my own thing for Section 31, and it's like, it's more just based off of what we saw in Deep Space Nine, and also tackles it in the matter of basically at the angle where, and I've talked about this before, so I won't go into it, basically at the angle where I think that there needs to be a degree of accountability for Section 31, like, these are corrupt individuals type thing, and less of a, oh look, the AI overlord made me do it. Like, that's not an excuse here, and it's like, control's kind of like a thing in the background, but like, just because we kind of try to frame it around canon, but we kind of pretend control's just not existent, because it ruins, in my opinion, the story. But because Section 31's like involved, and they're kind of though our big bad was a guy who was so messed up that he got kicked out of Section 31 and went rogue and caused everybody issues for like the course of the past year. And he finally got dropped off at a penal colony, even though, of course, Section 31 wanted to kill him. And they were quite mad that we followed Federation procedure, but, you know, it is what it is. They can be mad. So,
We're good to go here. The weapons in the green. Proto-mana matrix is stable and primed.
okay.
Let's move out.
Moving out. The way they run, oh my god.
Says Tashan drops the bomb.
Anyway,
I'll take that then. Standing right here, you know.
that little ability is so fun. Pew pew pew. So, oh god. But anyway, my point was though, is that this is like, that like side, like secret stuff is not very like original series. It's kind of the opposite of like the vibe of the original series, which is why I was so surprised that like we ended up referencing original series so much last night. I was like, I was like, oh, so the penal colonies, Elba 2, first came up in the original series. And then I can't remember the other reference, but what I mean is, like, we brought up so much TOS, and it was like interesting. I don't have a problem with it, obviously, but I was like, you know, this is not what I expected tonight. But also, everybody rolled really well except for me. I rolled well a couple times as GM, and they were like, oh no. And they were correctly scared, but I was the only one who crit failed all night long, and usually we average like 5 to 6 crit fails in a day. Like, it's ridiculous. But there's also one player who likes to curse everyone, and we think that's why we roll crit fails, is because he curses us. But anyway, so super secret organization, and then yeah, I'm not familiar with Mass Effect, unfortunately, to have too much context on that, but I will point out, my thing though is that my problem with what Discovery did to Section 31 is because like, if you're gonna have a secret organization, why is it like not...
What? Are they worshipping the eggs?
Anyway, if you're gonna have a secret organization, it's like, why is the organization suddenly like, and not even like, it's not even an open secret. It's just like, they're just out there at first, and then suddenly they're not. Like, yes, it was included in the original charter, etc., and I get that like stuff changes, but I'm like, I don't know. There's like a big gaping hole for it, and I hope that they just leave it alone at this point. Like, I just hope they leave it alone and like don't, because I don't think the current writing team can be trusted with it. I don't like it, and it's like, and again, this is coming from me who is like, I'm okay with Section 31 as a concept if done correctly, you know? Oh, I missed the murals? Oh.
Yes, sir. We found something in...
I think there's a... Oh, there's where I missed it. Because I think there's like a little accolade you get from this. I like to do all the things. Anyway, so the other thing is, and again, I'm not going to go into my entire like lore that I've made up, but the other thing is that Section 31, as I operate it in my campaign, works more in like individual cells of sorts. They don't... Oh, there's my bomb specialist.
This looks like a prime detonation site, Captain.
That'll be me. Get the...
Alright, here I go. But, because of that, it's like, then it's like you... If you're not, like, all, if you're not, like, all in, like, they don't really necessarily have, like, a fleet. Like, any ships that they do have are pretty small, and they don't advertise themselves by being like, here's our super cool intelligence ship. Like, you know, I don't know. Just choices that have been made regarding Section 31. Again, this is, like, the one, like, new Trek, like, new, in quotes, I guess, Trek, like, criticism I have is the handling of Section 31. It's, like, my biggest critique. Because I like the rest of, I like pretty much everything else. It's just, like, this one thing, I'm like, I feel like they just lost the plot. But, it's, like, obviously, Section 31 in itself is a rogue organization. When I say going rogue, I don't mean in terms of going rogue like, okay, he does something illegal. I mean that he's going rogue because Section 31 still has, like, you know, some sort of tangible goal, even if it's a questionable one. And the big thing that, oh, let me use their blaster. There we go. I like being the funny little Tzenkethi, but I'm clearly not very good at this. Oh. Anyway, well, so when I say rogue, I don't mean like he went and did something illegal. He basically went off and, for his own solely for his own personal gain and no one else's benefit, stalked his... I mean, he basically stalked his ex-girlfriend for, like, many years in a creepy way, and he also, in the course of his quest for stalking, he, like, murdered 20 people, some of them being Section 31 agents, for no reason other than he could, because he's completely deranged. Okay. Okay. Well. Damn. But yeah, basically it's like, it's not even a lack of, but this is something that was really interesting to explore last night, because the matter came of, okay, well, we got the bad guy. What do we do with him? Because according to Federation records, he doesn't exist. The only thing that they have is a couple Section 31 agents did show up and say, yeah, we're going to carry out an execution, and you don't have anything to say about it, because he's ours. Like, what are you gonna do? You can't put him through the court if he's not a real person. But, because, again, out of some miracle, everyone rolled excellently, and it's a TTRPG. That's how it works sometimes. The dice tell you. Even if a scenario's unlikely, it's like, I let it happen if the dice say it does, you know? By some miracle, they were able to get Section 31 to hand over the records proving he existed, and through a wild turn of events, they somehow got him to escape being killed by Section 31, and he's on the penal colony on Elba too. Seen the Fallout show? I have not, unfortunately. I know, like, everyone talks about it, but I have not, because I'm like, I am really bad at catching up on shows. Like, it took me like 2 weeks to watch the new Doctor Who, so.
What? So the Admiral could reach his next genocide on time. It was massive.
Yeah, the Admiral kind of sucks here.
There were no evacuation plans? No rescue efforts?
None. The Autarch's orders were quite clear on those matters, and the Admiral was all too willing.
But yeah, it's like, I can't...
Those orders.
The subject matter of the campaign in this instance and regarding this villain was, in all honesty, quite dark. And so, like, I don't want to super delve into it on stream because it's like, it gets complicated and I lose my train of thought when I'm trying to play and talk. But it's complicated, and like I said, it's very disturbing.
Yes, sir. Let's hope this was a...
He built like a playground sort of thing on a ship in which he had like a corpse room and a shrine that he planned to kill the ex and put in there. Like, that's like the surface level. There's all sorts of stuff that went on in this place that he just like created and was hanging out in the Badlands. Said, and he really only like.
I speak for the Atosi people.
Okay.
We know of you, Tzenkethi, and your purpose. Scour the moon as you would.
Captain, confirm the councilor's story.
Well, he just wants to do a genocide, like this guy. But yeah, this guy that he's easily like the worst. Like the worst villain I have like ever written in my life. To the point where I'm sitting here like, this is beginning to make me uncomfortable because I accidentally wrote a really, like, really evil villain, and not even accidentally, it just kept building up, you know? Like, I think it's a good, I think it's like he's a good villain, but I need to go like more of a classic sort of villain for the next thing. But everybody kind of got attached to like the stupid, the couple of like really just complete idiot, like Section 31 grunts I threw into the story. So we might do something with them, but again, because it operates as the cells, you know, it's not just because you meet one doesn't mean you know Section 31.
Negative, Admiral. I believe the Atosi were being truthful here. Yes,
Well,
sir, with all due respect.
and he wants to do a genocide.
No, we're not a threat. We're not.
We're just sitting here anyway, so I'm not moving. The human brain isn't equipped to deal with this story. Like I said, I just haven't gotten into all these things. There's so much, like, there's so many pieces of media that, like, people are like, you should consume this, and I don't have the time.
Could no longer walk upon the path of madness. And my crew felt the same. Together, we began to
But yeah.
walk a new path.
It is done. In light of your service to the Autarch and the court.
Yes.
Well,
Get
and now she's here, so obviously... Yeah, it's why it's like I want to stream more frequently, but I just get so busy with my other stuff. I'm like, literally, even today I was like, I'm so exhausted, like, I almost like don't even want to stream, but I was like, I didn't stream last week because of other circumstances, so I'm like, I'll be back. But I am really, really trying to get on the grind to like make a new PDF version of my EPK for gigs, because I really have needed to do that for like over a year now. It's needed like a real update, because I can't, actually it's been over a year, because I think the last one I made was 2022, so like, but it was end of 2022, so probably about 2 years-ish. A little more, but not a ton. But there is.
Admiral Tzenkethi has a lot to answer for.
that path. That
Shame.
choice. Thank you. I shall abide.
Alright. And we're done! That did not take very long. But anyway, what was I gonna say? But no, I need to, like, make this EPK thing, because I was like, I have my website press kit, but a couple of the things I've, like, applied to are like, oh, we want it in PDF, and I'm like, I don't have it, and I need to update it, so... Because, like, you have to lay it out all differently, and... Oh, that's fun. You know, that would actually be very useful in both ground and space, but I'll do the space one. Technically, I guess if I want to revisit it later, I can go get the other one. Yes! I love this arc. I don't know. Oh my god, I don't know if I'm going to... No, I should have time to finish the first one. Yes. Save some time and put the Fallout show on a very low spot. I mean, you mentioned Stargate, and that's one that I've been meaning to watch for literal years that I have not. I've seen maybe 2 episodes. I don't remember anyone's name or what's going on. But yeah, well, and also, like, Seta brought up Andor and stuff like that, and I'm like, again, I fell asleep during Andor, but it's also because, like, I love The Mandalorian. I've seen all of the Star Wars, like, main movies. I've seen Rogue One and that kind of stuff. Expanded Star Wars universe stuff is very hard for me because I don't fully understand the universe. I'm not familiar with it on the level that I am obviously with like Star Trek or even like Doctor Who. I can tell you a lot more about the universe in Doctor Who than I can in Star Wars. Also, I realize it's gonna run my ad, so I think I'll just have a short little break during the ad and then come back and start this mission. But yeah, there's so much, like, I want to watch, but then I'm like, I know I would like Andor if I really, like, stuck with it, but I think I just have a hard time, like, getting involved because of the universe, but I know, like, themes-wise, I have been told it is, like, for me. Like, it is, like, the same way that Star Trek feels like it is for me. That's what I've been told a lot of people experience with Andor. People that, like, I very much trust their opinion, so I'm like, but it's probably not going to happen anytime soon, unfortunately. But I will be right back to start the first Gamma Quadrant mission. Alright, it looks like we are back. I'm just gonna start this off. See, the thing with Stargate 2 is, like, there are, like, a lot of, like, the characters and stuff where it's like, yeah, there are a lot of, like, Trek parallels, and it should be something I like, and I think once I get into it, I'll like it, because it's less, especially, like, with, like, the original, starting with the original, it's like, there's a lot, it's not like you're going into the franchise, like, that they expect you to, like, know a whole bunch of stuff. It's different than, like, trying to get into some of these Star Wars shows, you know, because it's just such a bigger, like, so much bigger franchise. But, well, I guess that away team's okay. But anyway, I think the thing that makes Stargate, like, a little bit harder for me is because, like, it's sci-fi, but, like, it's based, as far as I know, like, in the present day-ish. And so there's a lot more, like, the present day, like, military stuff that I'm sitting here like, I don't know what's going on, you know? But like I said, I know, like, if I got into it, I would probably like it. I just, again, it's like, it's long, you know, and it's on the list. And sometimes, like, I will just, like, suddenly feel possessed to watch the most random shit that, like, I think the prime example would be I watched all, 8 seasons of House. Like, this was, like, last year sometime, but, like, I just, for some reason, I was like, God damn it, I need to watch the show. Like, I want to watch Medical Sherlock. I'm not gonna spend too much time talking to these people. I feel like this is the arc I remember the most of, and I don't know if that's because of my hyper-fixated brain on, like, all of the characters, but... And, like, their characters were, like, familiar with. They're not really, like, new introductions, but that's not the right thing. I need to talk to that one, yeah.
It is good to see you.
Oh, wait. No, those are... They're supposed to always be there, because they're the normal NPCs. Why are they standing on the table? Oh my god. Anyway. Anyway! I don't really need to hear from all of them. Oh, Jim Pock. Meh. Him. I don't like him very much. He will never be our man, Martok. Wrong door.
Ambassador Odo is here.
There he is.
Security efforts.
I'll be blunt.
And there he is, our smooth boy! You know, I've been debating what a good topic would be for my next, like... Before one of my, Trek friends moves far away, and not that I'll never see him, but, he'll be less available.
We would have been, it wasn't, did you?
There's good old Morn. Anyway. But before he moves, like, I wanted to do another video of my, Star Trek series where, like, we talk about Star Trek, but it has to tie into, like, real life somehow. And I'm trying to, like, decide...
I suppose there's something else I should mention. Something else?
I'm trying to decide, like, if like, I want to do, like, an entire episode on Odo. Because I could, easily. And it's, like, it's so, like, current event relevant. Because you can talk about Odo and his role and stuff. And, like, and, you know, like... policing systems, etc. Like, it would be so good, but I'm like, do I really want to do an entire video on Odo? Cause, like, he's not my favorite for a variety of reasons. Anyway, apparently Arthur Conan Doyle was inspired to write Sherlock Holmes by a real-life no-nonsense doctor. God, like...
Hello. My HUD look.
House is such an interesting show. Like,
Don't suppose you're here. Yes. Can I get you something?
it's just like,
Of refugee groups here.
even, and the thing too is like, honestly, like, because I've seen Sherlock and I've seen various Sherlock Holmes adaptations, and I will say, I don't think like, and it's not even like, because so many of the people in House are kind of like, I mean, House himself, he's terrible, and I think honestly, it's one of the like better Sherlock Holmes adaptations, even though it's not an adaptation. It's like it's just like you had a concept and then whatever, but maybe that's just because like you had like 8 seasons to really get to know everybody.
Everyone's here.
And I don't know, maybe it's just that, but
Hello again.
I just, compared to like the Sherlock the show, I could never really fully get into that. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of Benedict Cumberbatch either. It's not that he's not good in the show, I just am not a huge fan. Like, anyway.
The Dominion, as you know it, is on the verge of collapse. We've withdrawn to our core systems, and the lines are
Stretch my wrist for some reason. I don't know why it's so like.
The Herc will win the war of attrition.
Oh no. He didn't participate in the war. He did at one point tell someone that he was in the war, even though he was not, to try to get sympathy because he has a limp. Like, House is a terrible person, but he's so fascinating as a character. And I also feel like a lot of Sherlock adaptations don't... I think House tended to handle the addiction aspect very well.
I seem to recall Klingons placing high value on debts of honor.
Because I know a lot of the time people tend to ignore the fact that, like, Sherlock did have an addiction in the source material. I don't know why this, like, this muscle on, like, the front, like, my forearm gets so sore for some reason. Maybe it's too much mouse clicking, I don't know.
Admiral Quinn to ops.
It's really hard to stretch it. Anyway. We're getting bombarded by the Herc. And everyone knows why who's played this before. Which is why Odo sucks. Anyway, not the only reason. One of the reasons.
I need you to get to that damaged pylon section and
this opener is like my least favorite one of the arc though, because I find this... There are parts of this mission that sometimes get a little bit broken, and it annoys me. And it's especially when you're trying to go up the little tube thing in this little level here. Whew. And there's that one. The way it just fucking turns around! Oh my god. It sends me every time. The Herc are so unsettling, but like... I love this arc. I love it so much! Oh, why is my sword out? Oh, I never got rid of my sword. Not got rid of. This is not my preferred weapon. I only have it for the set bonus. Where's my other weapon? Where's my real weapon? I need it. I guess once I clear these out, because I'm not clearing them out any other way. See, that's kind of fun to do, though. Alright, I do want a better shooting weapon. Oh, we missed one. Why is it not? There we go. Yay, rainbow pistols. My favorite. Okay. Now can we go up?
Bad news. The hangar security.
What do you mean I can't use this object right now? Am I at the wrong angle? Is that what it doesn't like? Because it shouldn't have let me click it if that was the problem. There we go. Maybe I wanted to use it upside down. They don't know my life. Okay.
It's not over yet.
And then this is where we have to start using the little twisty thing that does not like to cooperate. Extend walkways. I wonder if it's gonna do it, because this is the part where it's like my bridge officers will often not cross the walkway and gets completely stuck. See, like 2 of them did not cross. And even if you go and try to regroup them, they will not cross. You have to beam them back, which is super annoying. Anyway, my point was just demonstrated, was all. Like, I don't know why it's like this mission specifically that, like, it has never worked for me, ever, properly. Since, like, the very first time I played it. Oh, they're up there. Okay. Do we get them all? Whew. Okay. And here we go. And this time, none of them came.
Almost in the clear.
Oh, no. No, they did.
For the area are currently offline.
Okay, no. They crossed this time. Which is good, because at some point, I kind of need them to take some herc shots while I... Oh, there we go.
Alright, the safety systems are reinitializing. I need you to...
This is where being an engineer really comes in handy, because you can just pop up your little devices. Summon your ghost. Set up your mines. Such fun. All right. And lightning. Only downside to the lightning is I can't always see like where the enemies are, because there's just this bright blinding spot. They're behind me. I was gonna say, that shield generator lasted longer than I expected to, honestly. I really need to, like, upgrade that kit module or something. Probably just go buy a different one. Ah! Let me have lightning! Oh wait, no, I think that was my bridge officer's shield generator. I think mine blew up a long time ago. Most likely. Is there anything worth picking up? Well, I guess I can pick it up and get rid of it later. I have no use for all of this common loot, but... now I need to get rid of some of it. Yeah. I think I was collecting food for something with the duty officer assignments, though. What? Oh, Romulan Osel Twist. I swear one of them, like, needed Romulan food or something. I don't know. Anyway. Gotta finish off. Of course they are, because you brought them here!
Protect civilian targets.
Okay. Guess we can go to the station first with the swarmers. Let my Type 14 shuttles fight them. We're digging through the old gun cases. And hopefully that's not... you're not talking about real life murder, just on the internet casually, but that's a choice. Okay, where to next? That's one of them, I guess. Also, I don't know if anyone noticed on my space build, but I swapped out my low-key, mildly useless engineer slot with some temporal operative abilities finally. And it has vastly improved things. Okay, STO murder, that's good. I was gonna say, look, you know, I'm not judging, but there are some things we don't say on the internet. I'm just kidding, don't murder people. I have to put that disclaimer out there. I do not condone violence. Okay, the Baul anti-proton multiple beam rifle. Oh. Yeah, I don't have anything from the Baul thing because I'm not very good at exchange watching. Like I said, if I want to be competitive in the buying market, I really need to purchase the energy credit cap. And I have not done that. I haven't bought Zen in a while, though. I bought Zen, like, last year for something. But I think it might have been to finish off, like, one single event buyout, and I just needed, like, 100 more Zen was all, so I didn't buy a lot of Zen. Because I'm always broke, and I kind of feel bad spending money on my games when, like, I could be investing that money back into my business, which of course as a performer, your business and your personal assets are really tied together, so if your business isn't making money, you're not making shit, basically, in summary. Unfortunately, that is also, like, a lot of the small business life in general, but it's gonna get especially interesting for me, given the current US situation, so... yeah. Cries.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. And now the Bajoran freighters. But yeah, I feel like I hate this build a lot less now. It still needs some, like, upgrades. I realized on this tune I don't have, like, any upgrades saved up, and that's part of why every time I think about upgrading, I'm like, well, shit, I don't have any. I had a couple of ultimate tech upgrades from doing events, but that was about it. So I did upgrade. I do have my Mark 15 cannons now. That is very helpful. Like, even just that. So I'm like, okay, you know, this build is not awful. It just needs some more work on the upgrade side of things. Probably should buy some Phoenix packs soon. Did we secure the system? I don't see any more Herc.
Nice work, but I'm afraid there's bad news.
Oh. Oh, right, because there's another wave. Okay. But only for 3 minutes, then it won't be my problem anymore. I don't think. That's what it says on the thing, is it's got a timer, so... Yeah, but then you're being swarmed. The Herc are kind of annoying to fight, but I honestly, like, in terms of, like ability-wise, I don't think they're the worst to fight by any means. It's just that they're a little bit annoying. But I don't think they're as frustrating as, like, the Vaudoir, even. The Vaudoir really pissed me off. But the timer still says 2 minutes. What you doing, Nog?
Don't let the frigate swarms get behind you.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. I actually... that space trait, I might need to swap out for that one. Swap something out, because that would be really useful for Herc fighting to avoid the flanking experience. Okay.
Defense systems online. Target the Herc and open fire.
Okay. I can't turn around to get the cannons on him. There we go. Oh, no. Maybe? There we go. There we go. That was a lot better. Like, this is like the one downside to using cannons, is like you just always have to, like, they always have to be in front of you to get the most damage. Little side beams just aren't very helpful. Then again, they're not upgraded to Mark 15 epic quality, so... Oh look, that one doesn't even have shields. Oh, nope, I'm on the immune side. Oops. Didn't think that one through. There we go. Sky at Klingon Tribble. Yes, indeed. I had to think for a second, but yes. I believe we are friends, Whatsa. That's... Blow up already. There we go. Oh my god, there's so many. Like, I know, like, ultimately they're not really, like, so many, because once you take out the big ships, the swarmers are really kind of nothing. But, like... My god. This is what I mean by, like, just plain annoying. Like, it's not like I'm taking a lot of damage, it's just... There's so many. Alright. Please. There we go. Ah, no, it put up the shield. It put up the shield. Now you gotta cut it the I'll check when I'm done fighting Herc. One brain thing at a time. Determined now. Oh my god. Okay. I don't even know which direction I'm shooting anymore. Oh look, a swarmer got separated from the group and taken out with one shot. Oh. Yay, it's over. I think. I think that was the last wave.
That was the last of them.
Yes.
We're not picking up any Herc ships on... In the meantime, our fleet...
And now we all get to side-eye Odo for the rest of this arc. 'Cause... he knows why the Herc are there. He always knew. Pisses me off so much.
Real, and we can't afford to let it expand throughout the galaxy.
Okay.
There will be resistance.
You know what? I'm gonna give this to one of my bridge officers. It's a funny weapon. Alright, let me open my Prezi. New gun.
Help with a very sensitive mission. Something else?
Ooh! And that means that next time we're gonna try this out on the oh, I guess I need to beam to Deep Space Nine to actually receive it, I think. But this means I get to test out my new gun next stream on the never dying planet. Fun times. Fun times. Right. Let's get on the station. Okay. I don't know where I'm headed to pull stuff out. Bowel weapons refract. Oh, interesting. So saying is I have to pull it out here, it looked like. Okay. Take items. And that's... I don't have a Jem'Hadar bridge officer, so that Ketracel White's kind of useless. So... As the split beam rifle. Oh, it's even Mark 15. How nice. This is the best present ever. It's upgraded. Yeah, no, I have heard like the legends of the space weapons like basically being like one of the best weapons. That's probably a matter of opinion, but yeah, I guess I don't need to trade it because I gotta use it. So I will, like I said, because I need to sign off for today. So for next time, I will start with this because it's I haven't used a multi-beam rifle in a while. It's definitely a little bit different than the pistols. I mean, I was using the Section 31 rifle, but then I realized I accidentally claimed 2 of them on the same character. And they're not even different, like attributes, they are identical, because they're promos. And I got kind of mad, because I was like, oh, I could have put that on another one. But, like, not that, like, I needed it on another one. It's like, it's only useful in some situations, and it can't be upgraded, so I'm like, what? Okay, but yes, I will have to try the, refracting Baul beams next time, unless I want to just, like, pose with it. Oh, that's a sexy gun, actually. This is a mood, actually. This is very on brand for her. Yeah. Anyway. Next time we will play with the gun. Thank you very much for the prezi. Like I said, I have not touched the Baul weapons because I just know, like, I don't compete in the exchange. Because, I mean, especially, like, on this tune I've been playing on stream, like, she's not, my other character's maxed out with energy credits, but this one's not. Never gotten the concept of dual wielding the same weapon twice. Wait, like, is that a thing for, like, ground builds? No, that's what I'm saying, is I wouldn't have the same weapon twice. Oh, wait, you mean the pistols. Okay, no, I get the pistols. But I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, I honestly, it's just because it looks cool. That's why. That is why. But yeah, like I said, it's specifically these specific pistols. Other pistols, weak. Sorry, I'm going to sign off for the day. My brain has officially just, is done having a conversation, apparently. I can't continue to focus on anything. Like I said, it's for everything, I've been trying really hard to get up at the same time every day this week so that I can actually get my work done, but I haven't been going to sleep at the same time, so I'm like, hit or miss on how much sleep I'm getting. That's probably why my brain is tired. I will do better tonight. But yeah, it's like, I don't know, I think with, like, you know, in the theoretical sense of the energy weapons too, it's a little bit different. Because, I don't know, like, there's really no reason to have dual pistols. You are absolutely correct. But the vibes, you know? The vibes! Like, again, they're very, very specifically, I like those pistols. There's other pistols, I'm like, okay, they're fun. They're not my favorite. I like the rainbow pistols. But I'm working on, I don't have enough of the Chronoton, which reminds me, I was gonna actually I needed to grab this today, trying to do one every day so I get enough chronoton buffers for the next thing I want in this collection. Yeah, I need another one of those. And then I probably should take them to my bank. Cause I grabbed something. I nagged something on reputation, and then I was out of my chronoton buffers. There we go. Into the stash. And one gun which charges a big energy ball every 10 seconds. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Like, I think honestly though, I think that's kind of like with the Tzenkethi's like battle harness thing. I think that's kind of the vibe they're going for, because they had like the rapid fire that had to like recharge a little bit, and then they had like the normal firing, and then they had like that big cannon on the back. Like that, you just want like the same concept in different weapons. The Tzenkethi just put it all on one harness, which is actually very efficient of them. Okay, but I'm gonna see who is live right now with some STO maybe. Oh, Dark Mom Consortium is leveling. That's along the same lines of whatever bullshit I'm doing here. Oh yeah, I'm glad to see that there's the Star Trek Online category is getting more use today than it is other days, though. That's one thing that makes me sad. But good night. Thank you so much. I stream at a weird time here, so it's not nighttime yet, but I will definitely try to have a good sleep and, you know, a full sleep, so that I'm not like this with everyone I have to interact with tomorrow. Because my brain is not all there. It was bad last night at RPG2, but sometimes also, like, unfortunately there are other factors, and my body hates me, so I have no control over some of this. But thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, lurkers. And if you are not, you know, going to bed or something because you're in a different time zone, stick around for the raid. Bye from Meow.